Hey guys, welcome back to Malamations. So this video is mostly one of the many trips I went on in this missionary program called AIM of going to Mexico. Sorry this being the goddess. So the little thing about the AIM missionary trip to give you is that sometimes they take us on trips for missionary purposes or to explore or help out in programs or just little random fun trips. And one with the Mexico trip is mostly for us to get used of being in a different culture. It was culture shock, which I did not handle well at all. Which, the way I deal with culture shock is for some reason, I just get really, not angry. Okay, fine, that's gonna say angry is because I do not know anything about this place. And I know going to a different state or somewhere else to learn culture, or that's only one of the things where you get used to, but I don't know, it just makes me mad. For some reason, going from Alaska to some state in the lower 48, I was very confused with everything. At least everyone speaks English. But before I say something, one of my culture things that made me a little mad is not knowing Espanol. So you failed me, Dora the Explorer and GoDeagoGo. Anyways, just kidding. So basically in Mexico, their main language is of course Spanish. Even writings in Spanish, which is a little hard for me for someone who probably just knows how to say no in Spanish and knows speaking is the goddess. Which, doesn't help. Which I do feel bad for the people I talk to because for some reason my brain just goes to a mental lockdown of anger of not knowing Spanish. If I just visualize, my brain would be okay, what does this mean? I don't know, we're in Mexico, it's in Spanish. I know that, but what is this? I can't compare it to anything because I've never seen this word before. Probably is taco? Oh yeah, excellent. Does that mean taco? Nope. Which I do apologize for Mexicans that were speaking Spanish to me there. And I just look stressed out and angry because my brain doesn't know how to speak Spanish. So yes. And of course, on our first day, I'll say we mostly just settle in from the long day of flying there. And of course, since Mexico, we're allowed to not allowed to, but we had to walk around because we're in groups because having cars looks crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, I am impressed with the architecture there of how the buildings looked and how they're fit in. It's kind of like New York, but imagine with more colors with the buildings. That's best way I can describe how the architecture looks, but it's different than New York, I'm sure. And also, we went to this one restaurant that was nearby, which of course, I do not know Spanish, so I couldn't read anything. Which, luckily people helped me figure out. And the tacos were not what I was expecting. When I expect tacos, I expect the Taco Bell tortilla shell, which is what I'm used to. But no, it's just a smaller, tortilla shell, lightly cooked, and with meat and whatever, which actually tastes much better than this corn tortilla U-shaped taco shell, which I am just gonna say that out of limb. And also, how am I supposed to say this nicely? I would say not impressed with the Mexico food there because a little backstory. My dad in quarantine, that's right, COVID years, he went through a Mexican phase of want to try out Mexican food, look up Mexican videos and such. I am not joking, and I was stuck in there eating Mexican food during the whole time during quarantine. I would just thank my mom for just making spaghetti for me. Which, here's the thing, he also have videos being like authentic Mexican food that my mom makes. And when eating that, I felt like I was eating my mom's food, and I was like, I could have just flown back home and eat the exact same thing and it tastes the same. Which, here's the thing, Mexican food is not that hard to make or anything. So mostly just buy fresh ingredients and cook your tortilla shell a bit, and there you go, you have Mexican food. Which I'm pretty sure they have different styles making Mexican food, but it's just, I wasn't really impressed by it, which I'm sorry, but you can just blame my dad. Which, granted, when I say this around my friends, they try to make me get excited about it, but I just can't for some reason. I think I'm just tired with Mexican food for eating like Mexican food 3 months straight and just worn out by it. And I only like the lingua, which is burrito with cow meat in it, which is really good. Which I do apologize of not being impressed, but I'm just saying it tastes really close to my mom's food that I could just buy tickets and fly back home and just eat. Which, no worries. If you're not using Mexican food, yes, you guys would definitely be impressed by it. Not gonna lie. But it didn't really impress me. My bad. Sorry. But anyways, there is some cool fun parts like exploring Mexico, which I am happy for. Okay, so the second day, they designed us for like a fun treasure hunt with our teams. And mainly, they stopped us at this big giant park, and then we had to figure out where we're going and such. But it was a nice park, not gonna lie. There's even a workout gym, which is shocking, and we could use them, which felt like a playground for grown men. Well, rip grown men. What am I saying? And yes, we took pictures at all of these and have fun. And mainly we had to do a lot of walking. I am not joking. I felt like my legs were going to fall off. But hey, we also went on a boat there and had fun. And I started singing the Pirates We Don't Do Anything sea chanty song from Veggietales, which drove everyone in the boat crazy. So yeah. But hey, the way how this thing ended for a field trip, like, there's all I can say about it, but I'll just say we end up in a castle. I'm not joking. We end up in like some Mexico castle, which allows students to go in free, which lucky for me and all my friends, so we don't have to spend more pesos. And of course, this is like where it gets cool for me is the architect of this castle. It looked amazing. It looks amazing and stunning. I just really liked it. It was inspired. Even the tiles look like a big giant like checkerboard. Like I can just play chess with my friends, like checkmate and such. Even there's like also it's technically originally a castle but turned into like a museum in the top of this hill. Which if you go on the balcony of this castle, you get to have an excellent good view of MexicoCity, which is stunning. Which, to be honest, a little fun fact, MexicoCity is mostly the #1 most populated city in the world. So seeing how all the buildings are and how many people there are, that's just crazy. I'm not going to lie. And, what else am I trying to say? There's also carriages there that the royal family used, which looks cool. I like this black one. Very fancy. And next up, well, I think this is like day 3 which we have a different trip. So we go on a bus and we get to drive to check out the famous Mexico pyramids, which that's my favorite part of this trip. Well, my favorite day of the trip, which you guys will see why soon. Mainly, it's because, one, we know Mexicos are famous, and I want to go on the pyramid and do that pattern from Veggietales of Minnesota Cuke. And sadly, I can't because the pyramids are old and we can't walk on them. We can only walk on the tiny, small ones. So, come on. I want to do something for my childhood, but I can't because these are old and decayed. But they look cool though. And we have fun walking around the small ones anyways, which we kind of made a joke. Well, I did. That when I was walking and climbing on pyramids, I made a joke that I'm going to get thunder thighs like one of our friends, which made me and my friend laugh way too hard. Then we got on top of the pyramid. We're out of oxygen and still laughing. And everyone was just looking at us of like, what are these two laughing about? Which, it's not... I'm sorry, okay? Our friend knows who he is if he watches this video. So, I'm sorry for that joke. My bad. But yeah, mainly we saw like a bunch of cool Mexico animal statues and such. But here's the thing that I didn't expect. Mexico, since there's so many people, a lot of people make like their own like little booths there, which is kind of weird for like a historic tourist site. That there's a few people with like folding tables or rugs with like hand stone carving Mexico stuff and a bunch of others that, to be honest, is a bit strange because I only expect like a gift shop, but not expect like multiple people trying to sell stuff, which is something new for me, but it's also interesting to see. And not gonna lie, there's this one noise been playing, which sounded like a jaguar. And then I learned that some of these people were selling jaguar whistles. I am not joking. I think that's my favorite souvenir I have ever gotten from eating trips. Okay, granted, I probably have a few other favorites, but this one takes the cake. For me, I want to get it. This jaguar whistle. The thing is, I was told they sell these a lot. Like, they have plenty of these, and now one day they'll take us to like a shopping place that sell this for cheaper stuff. But the thing is, I don't know if I'll ever find one. And also I can't speak Espanol, which I do apologize. And it's amazing. And now I can make jaguar noises to annoy everyone. Here's the thing. I'm not the one that bought one. Some other people even broke down and got some as well. And we're playing jaguar noises. Going like, rah. Which, no fun fact, at the end of the day, one of my friends, which we'll just call her Kenna, was like, if I seen any of these out in the open, I'm throwing away. Which, of course, she got very annoyed of us playing with our jaguar whistles, sounding like jaguars in the bus and wherever we go. Which, not gonna lie, I can't blame her, but dude, this is cool, okay? And on the same day, they took us to a fancy restaurant that I never thought I would be in. The way they took us is inside a cave, which I've seen videos of these on the internet, but I never thought I would actually be one in Mexico. And it was so cool. Like, we get to go in the cave and sit on tables, and there's even like a little stage in the middle playing like different Mexico tradition like songs and dances. Like when we got in, there was like a dancer, and later while we're eating or waiting for our food, some ethnic tribes start playing like some I don't think they're ethnic. I forgot what the tribe is, my bad. We're like playing some tribal music and dances. And then we got the Mexico Mozzarella brand playing too, which, here's the thing that's interesting. They're playing it and they go around collecting like tips of like how good the show is, which, not gonna lie, that's actually good business if you ask me, which never thought I'd be in one. Also be in the cave, and it's amazing. And what have I eaten at this faithful, delicious, well, not delicious, but amazing experience eating in the cave restaurant with cool dance shows? Alfredo spaghetti. And yes, I know you're thinking, you can order some Mexico food, which, here's the thing, like, yes, I would have, but I'm tired of Mexico food, and we're in Mexico, and Alfredo is actually spelled like American spells Alfredo. So I can't actually read this, and that's what I ordered. So, yeah. Anyways, my bad, but hey, I read it, and it sounds nice to take a little break from tacos. So yes. Okay, and now we're back to day 3, or should I say day 4 of the trip, which, here's the thing, I woke up feeling incredibly sore, like my muscles were sore, and it was on a Sunday, so technically I thought I was like, oh, I'm just being really sore and such, but the thing is, this soreness felt like I was sick, like I was slowly dying for just standing up, and I just needed to sit down, which I do apologize. They did told us in the beginning, like, if I was sick, you can stay here before I leave. And the thing is, I just think I was just feeling sore and tired, so I just pushed myself for that whole day, realizing that I was sick. So, yeah, but here's the thing. During that sick time, we went to the plenty of churches there, since we're missionaries, and also MexicoCity is one of the fields in our program. So this is actually cool, not going to lie, but it was hard to understand what the lesson is because it was in Spanish. One thing I can understand is what Bible verses we're using. So, yeah, anyways. But we did end up using the subway station, which was interesting. And the guys had to be guards for the ladies in the subway because some people try to attack, like the mafia, or I don't know, a bunch of weirdos perhaps. And then we end up in this big plaza area, which has a nice architect, and get to use the bathroom, which, here's the thing, you have to pay to use the bathroom here, which no worries, doesn't cost that much, but I thought it was interesting to pay to go inside a bathroom and they hand you a toilet paper, which is interesting, which I actually kind of am impressed of how they managed to find jobs just for people that hoping to get like a more stable future, even though it's the most populated city in the world, which I digress, that's interesting. And also feeling sick, saw someone dressed as Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk, and check out the booths. But when we regrouped, I sat down feeling more sick and more sore from all this walking that some person with a giant big Doberman, I believe, it's a dog breed from that famous Beethoven movie, was like walking by saying hi, and I petted him and he was amazing, and his owner understood the English too, which is nice, and he mostly brightened my day for just feeling terrible and just wants to fall down into ashes. And also his name was Bruno, so I know we're not supposed to talk about Bruno, but I'm going to talk about Bruno. So yeah, the rest of the trip, I mostly got sick, and technically it still became like my least favorite trip because being sick and language barrier. So, yeah, it didn't felt really good missing out like more of the trip. But I did want to get a poncho because by the time we're here, it was close to my dad's birthday, and I got him an authentic Mexico poncho. So luckily my roommate found a really good one at a good deal, and my dad liked it. So yes. But also, there's one more funny story I would say. This one day we have a field trip of going to Apoxico, Mexico to visit the people there that the people we're with had friends, and also there's another missionary field too. But I felt good that day. Even a few other people who were sick felt good. Like good enough that we can simply just walk normally and don't feel sick or feel sore or have a headache. So yeah, but we got on this bus, and Mexico traffic is really slow because it's like move a little bit, stop, move a little bit, stop. Like it's rush hour traffic, pretty much. But from on the bus, it jerks everyone back and forth. That someone ended up throwing up inside the bus, which luckily they cleaned it up, and he was sent back to the Airbnb that all of us were staying at. And then I started to feel a bit woozy and sick too. Like I needed to throw up or I needed fresh air. And we're in the city, so hard to get fresh air. So of course, luckily they stopped by next to the gas station. I went out, and it turned out someone else who was having the same feeling as me, which you guys know him from, well, I'm not going to say it, sorry. I don't want to embarrass him, but it's just a funny story in our AIM team that once we got out, we end up throwing up. And the way we threw up was like in sync. Like I throw up, stop, he throws up, then I throw up. Like it's a beautiful melody. You can just play as a music if you want. But dude, we threw up so much that the people at the gas station were like staring at us. Like, are those two okay? And we're throwing up like in sync. Like if one person's done, the next person throws up. And then when we're done, the next person. And here's the thing, I didn't have any food that morning, which all of that was just water and vitamins. And that was just not good. And also one of the adults, which we'll just call him Pat, was standing there getting a Uber or a taxi for us to get back to our Airbnbs to rest up from throwing up. But I think he was trying to look away from what we were doing. So yeah, anyways, that was my Mexico trip. I was sick for the rest of the day and fly back and slowly recover from it. I'm not joking. I slowly recovered it very slowly that it took a month. So, yes. Alright, so that's it of the Mexico trip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please smash the like and subscribe and share it to other people who likes Mexico as well and loves to visit it. I'm sorry this is not like a best experience, a travel video like from vloggers or other people. But I'm sorry, but it actually did happen. I did got sick. It turns out what happened is for all the vitamins we were having, my immune system didn't turn on me. It's more like I was prepared for a virus that was happening in Mexico City. So I could have got it from anyone. Even from the people even from my friends or teachers that, but someone asked around and it turns out there's some big virus that was happening at that time that was from South America and somehow traveled up to New Mexico. So, COVID 2.0, you got anyone? And no, it's just all fine. Anyways, we recovered from being sick. So, yeah.